So let's talk about Mercari, the reselling app, and what they have just done that may put themselves out of business. For a little bit of context, I used to sell on Mercari all the time. So I haven't really sold on there in the last year and a half because seller fees have gotten so high that it's no longer viable as a seller to buy things and sell them on Mercari for profit because the seller fees are so high. There's a wider audience on eBay, and for the collectibles that I sell, people tend to pay a little more on eBay than Mercari. Whereas Mercari has for a long time really told everyone, all of their ads show, hey, come get the best deal, come get the best deal. You can make offers for lower, make offers for lower. Whereas eBay is the opposite. eBay, the price goes up, it doesn't go down. So from a seller standpoint, Mercari, they were advertising themselves into a hole. And because of this, a lot of sellers like myself stopped selling on Mercari, and we stopped listing things on Mercari to sell. Now, the listing is important because now they have a 0% seller fee. And wow, that sounds fantastic, right? Because the sellers no longer have to pay 15% to sell their items. However, that doesn't mean your items are going to sell, because this, to be specific, is the new plan. The customers pay the fees. There's no way anyone is jumping in for a $135 game, and after all of the fees and taxes, that game becomes $172. No one is going to hit buy after they hit that screen. It's an absolutely atrocious situation, and I don't think they see the harm that it does. Also, so now they have buyers that want to post things for sale because the sellers can post things for sale because the sellers no longer have to pay a listing fee. However, let's be clear, also in this new update, there is a return policy that any item can be returned for any reason, which is an absolutely horrible policy. There has to be some kind of oversight. Mercari has been notorious for horrible oversight because if you return something, you have to show pictures, and sometimes people just send pictures of their driveways, and Mercari has bots that do the returns most of the time, so they get accepted. But say I sell a game on Mercari. If someone has this same game and say this is an $80 game, they have the same game except it's all scratched up, well, they just take the disc out of their game, put that scratched up disc in my game, and then file for a return. Now, I just lost $80. I got the case back and a scratched up disc, but I don't have the game that I originally sold. I hate to see how many new scams are going to bubble up with the fact that you can return anything at any time on Mercari, that you don't have to have a reason at all. And now buyers are expected to pay really crazy fees. I saw one earlier. It was an item that was $200, and the buyer fees, between shipping, tax, buyer fees, as you can see, you have to pay a service and a processing fee. Once all those fees added up, a $200 item went up to $300. Nobody's pressing buy on that because there is no way that's a good deal. And the sellers are going to very quickly find out that they have to lower their prices to absorb what their customers are wanting to pay, or they're not going to sell anything. So all in all, I think it's all leading to a huge downfall of Mercari. I think they're going to really have problems coming up. I know they already had problems. They started selling it as in all their advertising as a flea market type deal. But now, son of a bitch, now you can ask for the lowest price, but it doesn't matter because we're charging you. I think they were doing better with the charging the seller's fees. If anything, they should have just lowered seller fees a little bit, but nope. Let's wait and see what happens.